Hi everyone. Oops, hate those bits of hair. Welcome back to Crochet Works. Tracy here, and as you can see, we're here. I was just showing you the view outside the window, but it kind of went a little bit wrong, so I might end with that. But yeah, we arrived yesterday. I didn't have time to, because I had no phone. Basically, the phone just goes off, you know, that's it. So I didn't have any way of letting you know anything. So I put, as soon as I could, I put up a little community post to say that we were here and we were going out. So there wasn't much time to do a video. So what we did was we went to see, hang on a second, let's move that because it's right on the edge. We went to see Donny Osmond last night. Now, Gary, I think it was a case of like, oh, okay. But it was like, yeah, I'll go. Now, if I was 9 years old, I would have fainted, cried, lost my freaking mind and everything. But yeah, I was kind of a little bit older, so I was able to control myself. And he actually spoke to me, played my request and asked my name. It was, yeah, the little me. I'd have had a thrombo, man. Seriously. Would have definitely had there was a interactive audience. It was very nice because at one point he did love me for a reason, and there was his brothers had obviously recorded bits, so there was various screens around the room, and you could see, you know, Alan, Meryl, Jay, and Wayne on the screens singing with him. It was quite cute. And then he did this whole thing like a tribute to Marie, but mostly he did 60 years of 60 odd years of career in kind of condensing it into an hour. But he did some from Joseph as well, and you know, all the stuff, all the things. It was good, you know, I have to say it was. But you know, I was too young to see him when I was a fan, because I was, you know, I was under 10, you know. And by the time that I could have gone to see him, I probably couldn't where I was living, but you know what I mean? By the time I was old enough to have maybe done that, I no longer wanted to go, you know, and I was into other things by then. But, you know, it's nostalgia. It's that part, because, you know, it's nice to look back sometimes. So, the room is okay. We've got 2 massive queen-size beds in it. We've got air conditioning, which you can probably hear whirring away. We've got a big TV, which has got Fox News on it. I kind of like Fox News. I like the sound that they, you know, I like the way they talk and stuff. So I'm watching Fox 5, but I did have a good look round, and there was a game of football on, foreign football. When I think, say, Paris Saint-Germain was one of them, but I didn't have a clue who the other team were. Probably an American team. But it was grainy, very grainy picture. But we have several channels, but I know nothing about them. And every time I flipped one on, it seemed to be just an advert. I know you guys get a lot of commercial breaks, more than we do. Ours are annoying, but I think you get way more obtrusive ones in the US. We also had a little wander around last night, and I had my first dose of being accosted by one of those people who want you to take pictures for money. She was very nice, and yeah, spoke to me for a while, and then put like a feather boa around me and said, you know, can we have that picture taken just for tips, that is. And well, I kind of politely declined that bit, but you know, and I thought I forgot about those people that, you know, stop you on the street, because basically they're just so well, they make their living, isn't it? So, but we went in and we had a little, we'd eaten on the plane. It was awful, actually. The second meal was pretty awful, but the first one was okay. We had two tiny meals, but mine was a gluten-free option, so I didn't really have that much in the way of yumminess, but it was edible and nice. But the second one was very dry rice, a chicken breast with some weird sauce and broccoli. You know, chicken rice, yeah, with a kind of a spicy sauce or something. Chicken and broccoli, to me it should have potato, you know, like you don't have rice, but I kind of ate it. because I was starving by this time. So before we went to see Donnie, we were looking around and we decided on just eating some sweet potato fries, so that's what we had. And went in, and then by that time, we started wandering around afterwards, and we got a bit exhausted and my feet were killing me. And I suddenly realised it was probably 4 in the morning for me. You know, so I'm like, oh, maybe we should just go back to bed. Why am I not tired? I mean, I probably was a bit weary. By the time we got here, I was exhausted, so slept so well. Yeah, we did. We slept so well. Woke up quite early, so I thought I'd make a quick video before we head off out. I've had my shower and creamed myself and everything else. Yeah, so it's a very interesting trip down memory lane last night. It's quite nice. I enjoyed it. I haven't done any more crochet, but then, you know, I couldn't really crochet on the plane. I intended to, but by the time we got boarded, there were no overhead lockers near us, and the part above our heads was not an overhead locker, so we were kind of had to take the bags right down the end of the plane, which meant we were last off the plane, because obviously we had to wait for everyone to get off before we could even go and get our bags. But yeah, so we had delays getting through customs, delays getting the baggage. It was, you know, just one big delay basically. And I did worry that we would get here and they wouldn't know who we were. So I went to the check-in desk and gave them my name. She said, I can't find you. I thought, oh no, here we go. And I said to Gary, you know, be aware this could happen. And so I told her the story, and she checked back on the date of the 8th and went, I found you. So thankfully, we weren't walking the streets at 4 in the morning. Well, it wasn't 4 in the morning here, but it was for me. I think it must have been about 10 p.m. here. Still feels like when you step outside, you're being blasted with a hairdryer. But because the wind is hot wind, you know. Yeah. So we've got a few outdoor excursions, and I've been listening to Fox News, and it said about these wildfires that are in Los Angeles, and the air quality here is being affected by it, but it's all right today. But there have been days where they've had to stop kids playing out in the schools and, you know, limiting activities outside. And I thought, well, all of our excursions are outside. One's in Death Valley, one's actually in Utah, one's a Starry Night thing. So I thought, well, you know, do we want to be outside breathing that in? We were going to go to LA as well. We had this one planned, but where our flights were cancelled, we had to cancel that one. And then I didn't book it again, but I reserved it. And I'm really wondering whether it's advisable to go because of it. I don't know. It takes you all the way like down Santa Monica and up to the stars of Hollywood Boulevard and around Rodeo Drive and all of that. And I don't know if that's affected or not. Maybe you guys can tell me. That'd be really helpful if I should avoid it. You know, that's the thing. We're trying to kind of piece that together when you're foreigners. It's not that easy, but... And I was surprised because every member of staff that I've stopped so far and asked, very few actually speak, I'll say American. But there's quite a lot that don't actually, they're very limited. One thing I have noticed is how much the monorail has gone up since I was here before. A couple of dollars to get around before. It's going to cost us $114 for the week if we want to get a pass. That's the cheapest way to do it. Whoa, gone up considerably. And even the people that stand on the bridges and sell you a bottle of water, which have probably got out the tap and then made it cold, that was $1, and he wants $2 for it now. Well, tap water's gone up since we were last. But so Gary's reading his book while I do this, and then we're going to go down and get some kind of breakfast and a cup of tea, because the one sad thing about this room is there's no kettle. The other sad thing about this room is very little in the way of plug sockets. So both of our phones are charging as I'm talking to you, but anything else that needs charging, it's kind of on a wait list. We've got a good blind, so it blocks out all of the bright lights of Vegas while we try and sleep. But we've got several bits and pieces of machinery and contraptions in this room. There's one stuck on the wall over there. I have no idea what that is. There's a box blinking away on the table here. No idea what that is. And there's something blinking away under the table between the beds. And I have no idea what that is either. Never mind. As long as they work, I don't care. Anyway, that's pretty much, in a nutshell, our first day. The plane, oh my God. I was terrified. And I don't like flying, and I've said this so many times. But I was ridiculously terrified. And I kept thinking, what's different? In the past, I've used Rescue Remedy, that stuff you spray on your tongue. I thought, does that actually work that well that I'm now terrified? Or is it because it's September the 11th? Because the day I turned up on the 8th, I wasn't that nervous. I was nervous, but I wasn't like this. Well, not this, because it's over. But as we got off the bus, because we had this little shuttle bus that took us from the hotel, the Holiday Inn, to the terminal, we got our bags and we were walking towards it. My eyes, it's so pathetic, my eyes got tunnel vision, and all of the outside was like lightning. It was just like looking through a kaleidoscope. It was just kind of crackling, and it was weird. And all I could, everything was hazy, kind of because of the disruption. I thought, oh my God, this is like, I've got visual disturbance, and I thought I'd get a migraine or something. But as soon, I had a couple of deep breaths when we walked in, and it kind of cleared. And I just thought, this is ridiculous, you know. And all the time we were in the airport, I was sighing and doing this. And as we were queuing to actually get in, I looked at the plane and I thought, doesn't really add up, you being this scared, does it? Because on 9/11, it was domestic flights that were hijacked because they were full of fuel. If they were going to attack anywhere, there's an awful lot of Atlantic, isn't there? It's just like miles and thousands of miles of ocean. And then when they'd get here, they'd have no fuel. So I kind of thought to myself, it's the return one that's the worry. But then again, it's not September the 11th anymore then, is it? So, you know, I was just really like talking myself out of it in any way I possibly could. But Donnie paid a good tribute last night to September the 11th as well, and we had a minute's silence because it was the anniversary, and it was a good night. It was a good night, and in a way, it's kind of nice that my first night was a trip down memory lane. So today, we don't have anything planned. We had all of these shows and excursions that were cancelled, which we could go see if we could do, but I remember when we were trying to put them in, the dates weren't there, so otherwise we'd have booked them earlier. Or maybe, you know, we might have tried to spread it out a little bit so that it's more like after the weekend. I'd have to check it out, but we'll find something to do to keep ourselves amused and keep us out of trouble. So yeah, I'm sorry my first video back to you is full of this trip and everything else, but that's what's happening to me at the moment. And no crochet at all. But this is a vlog, you know. I try remember that woman said, "It's a crochet," and I put, this is a vlog. Occasionally I'll show you some crochet. Well, I could show you my crochet. It's over there, but it hasn't got any further. I didn't even manage to do the white around. So what did I do to while away the hours on that terrifying plane journey, which every time you do this I think heart in mouth. I listened to some music with my earbuds. I watched 2 movies, one of which was Amy Winehouse, but the sound went funny at the end because I had to pause it to do something, and then when I come back it was like this. You could still more or less hear it, but you know, on a plane, I don't know about you, but my ears go kind of iffy. So with my iffy ears and their crunchy sort of sound, I figured I was going to abandon it. And the one I watched before I've blotted it out. I can't remember. What was the film? Priscilla. I watched Priscilla, all about Priscilla Presley, but it kind of ended with the divorce, you know, her walking out. I want to sing then, but I won't sing. Suspicious Minds comes to mind, you know. But yeah, it ended with that rather than anything else. So it was no revelations. It was nothing I hadn't known from hearing it before on documentaries and all sorts of things. So left out a lot as well that you know about. But yeah, I kind of see how the little romance blossomed. Yeah, it was interesting. Whiled away the hours. So after the movies, what did I do then? I read my book, and I'm reading the biography of Lewis Hamilton. So I have about 5 or 6 books that Gary bought me over various Christmases and stuff that I never had time to read, and I got well into that, and I started to think I should have started this book at the beginning of the journey. So probably the journey home will be my book, I reckon. It's very interesting, and maybe my crochet, you know, never know. It was just we couldn't get the overhead locker, unfortunately, from where we were sitting. We had none. Anyway, so let's see if I can get to show you my view. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, no, it's not going to work. I'll have to make you a separate little add-on if I can. If I don't, I'll show you the outs and abouts anyway. Bye for now, guys. Take care. Okay, so here is our view. Obviously it looks further away. Sorry about the wobbly camera. I'll hold it like this. It looks further away than it really is. And I don't remember seeing those 3 buildings there before, but a lot has changed, I have to say. So that's the MGM obviously over there, and New York. And then I don't know what they are I think that's the Mirage over there, isn't it? I don't know if you can see all the way over there anyway. That one that's poking up, it's kind of got stripes on it. It's there, and it displays, and that one over there as well, it's got like a video playing on it all the time, and that's that arena that I was considering seeing pink while we're here, and I'm not sure if it's in there. I know it's meant to be the other side of the Mandalay Bay, so I don't think it can be there, but don't know. We're just considering it at the moment. We'd have to try and get tickets for it, but there's quite a bit of new construction going on as you sort of get into Vegas from the airport, which is only over there because I don't know if you saw that plane. There's a plane. Can't hear it though. So yeah, this looks lovely at night, but we are, you see that lovely little kind of castle looking thing? That's where we are. When I was talking to that lady last night, she said, "Where are you staying?" And I said, "Well, I'm English, so I thought I'd better be in a castle." So that was my excuse. But yeah, next time, if we come again, I'm gonna stay either at Caesar's Palace or Bellagio. I want to be in the centre so I don't have so much walking to everything. Although, you know, we do the monorail and could remember slightly how to get there. Anyway, this is just a little add-on to show you the view from our room, which obviously looks stunning and gorgeous of a night time. Obviously not with the traffic contraflow system in place, but yeah, that's just the car park. Empty, mostly, probably because it costs so much. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one. Bye for now.